Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate and I post here vegan recipes and I talk about vegan and eco-friendly lifestyle. Right now with the COVID-19, it's very important to stay home and isolate and not go out if it's not necessity, but obviously we all need to go to the shop from time to time to buy some groceries. And with fresh fruits and vegetables, I think it becomes a little bit of a problem because obviously they don't have such a long shelf life. I was thinking that I'll make this video to show you how I store my food, like some of my foods, to make them last longer. So the first step that you need to remember is obviously to, when you come home, wash your hands and also wash all of the products that you bought. For veggies and fruits, I would highly recommend just using some water and vinegar. You can soak them and then wash them, whatever you think is right. But it's very important to do that because obviously so many people are touching their stuff and you don't know who touched it. I saw people just touching things and then putting them back and touching again, putting them back. You just really want to wash them, trust me. Celery will last the longest when its roots, or the part where the roots are dipped in water. It doesn't need to be like a lot of water, just a little bit. So just pour in the jar a little bit of water and then place the celery in it and then place it in the fridge. It should last you way longer than without any water. The best way to store fresh herbs like parsley, cilantro or chives is to first of all cut off the ends from them so they kind of like can absorb the water later on better, and take out the rubber bands connecting them and then just place them in the jar with water, basically like flowers, and then storing them in the fridge. That way they will last way longer. Obviously change the water from time to time to make sure it's always fresh. If you don't store carrots properly, they will shrivel up within 2 days or even 1 day. So to keep them fresh and crispy and really good for longer is to submerge them in water. Just place them in a jar or a food container, cover with water and put in the fridge. They should last way longer that way. Make sure you change the water every now and then, like every maybe second day. That should make them last way longer. When it comes to storing broccoli, cut off the bottom part just like you would do with flowers and place it in a jar or glass filled with water and then store in the fridge, again replacing the water from time to time. Beetroots are just like carrots. They do shrivel up and go soft pretty quickly, and without the proper storage they will not last you very long. The good news is that they can last really ages if their bottoms are dipped in water. You don't need to cover the whole beetroot, just the part where there are roots, and then place them in the fridge and change the water from time to time. Radishes, again, same as carrots and beetroots. If left without any supervision, they will just go soft and shrivel up and will just be disgusting within 1 or 2 days. However, they will last the longest when cut off from the leaves and stored in water in the fridge. Change the water every other day and remember to use the green leaves from radishes. They are completely edible. You can make a pesto out of them or add them to your salad. Soft greens like spinach and lamb's lettuce can go bad very quickly. They become kind of slimy and just not very appetizing. So first thing you want to do obviously to clean it and then to pick up all the leaves that kind of don't look well anymore and just remove them, throw them away and keep just the fresh ones. Then make sure you dry them up and store them in a cotton bag or in a bamboo bowl in the fridge. They won't feel very good in plastic containers. I noticed that even the ones from the shop that they technically have the holes for the ventilations, their condensation inside is just too big and they don't last very long. I noticed that the worst thing that can happen to your spinach or whatever other leafy greens is that if you put them in the cotton bag or in the wooden bamboo bowl, they will basically just dry up, but then you can still use them for any kind of cooking stuff. They won't be maybe tasty fresh, but for cooking you can definitely add the spinach when it's a bit dried up. And yeah, I think it's much better than the slimy, gross spinach that smells horrible. In my experience, mushrooms do not last very long in plastic. Again, even though they usually are, those packages that they sell them in very often are technically prepared for this produce and should technically last longer, my experience is that they very often go again slimy and the condensation inside is too big. So I usually just, right now I usually buy them anyways without packaging, but if I did buy them in packaging, I would just take them out straight when I get home and then I place them in the paper bag that I leave open or in a cotton bag again and place it in the fridge, and they should just be fine for way longer. And last but not least, green onions. I really love them because the great thing about them is that they can regrow. So you buy one bunch and then you have them for some time, which is great. So first thing you want to do is to remove the rubber bands that connect them, and then place them in a little bit of water. Change the water as often as possible, once a day at least, or even more often, because it becomes pretty gross pretty fast. And store it on your windowsill so it can keep on growing, and whenever you cut a little bit, it probably will regrow later on. If you have just like little ends, don't throw them away, place them in water and they should regrow a little bit. And to ensure that all the items in the fridge last even longer, make sure that the fridge temperature is set to low. It will keep the produce fresh for longer. And those are of course just a few items. I didn't want to cover too many because the video would be very long. So if you're interested in part 2, just let me down in the comments down below and I can make another one. Also, you can say which kind of fruits or vegetables you would like to have covered. And yeah, if I have them around and if I do buy them and I know how to store them, I will include them in the video. If you are interested, please make sure you subscribe and comment and like, because it really helps a lot. And yeah, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your attention and see you in the next one.